Forest. A couple of quick rules though please before we do leave the platform. If we can please remain seated while we're driving so nobody falls out. Please keep your arms inside these rails, don't reach out and touch anything. And finally, no smoking. Okay, that's it. We'll head off. It is easy enough. And my co-pilot.
Okay, can you hear me in the back there? My microphone? Yes, perfect.
Down and quite low. Yeah, once it's in, you'll be right.
Welcome aboard the Army Duck, everybody. That's a bit better. You can hear me now on the back. I hope. Yep. Okay, as I said, my name's Tammy. I'll be your guide today. We're going to go for a bit of a slow drive through the rainforest. It is a bit of a slow drive. This is a very old vehicle. Just going to go straight again because I'm going to hit this lovely tree in front of me. You don't want to do that. That lovely tree there is a jackfruit tree. You can also see there's one in front of me. And up here, see the massive big fruits on it? So jackfruit is actually the largest tree-borne fruit in the world. Just get out of our little parking bay here. Sorry, didn't do that very well at all, did I? Army Ducks are a very old vehicle. As I said, these were built between 1942 and 1945. So they're pretty old for a vehicle. You might notice something strange about it. I'm sitting on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side. In Australia, we drive from the right. In America, from the left. These were built in the US. So they are left-hand drive vehicles. So we have 12 of these Army Ducks here at Rainforest Station. You can see the one on our left there. It has a propeller underneath there between the back wheels and a rudder for steering. So these are an amphibious vehicle. So they can operate on land and in the water. Now there was originally 22,000 of these vehicles built in Detroit, Michigan, back in the 40s. There's about 2,000 of them still in operation today. Go past the other Army Ducks so they can speak over the top of the very loud engine. So these vehicles were very handy during the war. And as I said, there's about 2,000 of them left around the world today. The ones that were sort of deployed to this region, we ended up with quite a few of them left in Australia. There's quite a few around Australia. They're also used around the world for search and rescue type missions as well. They're a pretty handy all-wheel drive vehicle. They've got 6 wheels, you might have noticed as well. Those 6 wheels do continue to turn, so they're like a 6-wheel drive vehicle, and even when we're in the water those wheels do continue to turn, so that helps us if we've got any hidden obstacles or things to go over. Now we will stop and talk a bit along the way about things that we might see.
I suppose I need that until we get going. A couple of bit of history about this property. That we've got about 100 acres here at Rainforest Station. Bit of mixed use now. We've got beautiful rainforest, lovely exotic fruit, of course our sort of Aboriginal dance show and things like that. Way back when though, back in the late 1800s when this region was first being settled, they grew coffee in this area. So this top section of the block was actually a coffee plantation. Until the 1920s we had a really cold dry season or winter, and there was a couple of frosts which damaged the coffee. So they switched to growing oranges. So it became an orange orchard. So if you can imagine, rolling hills of oranges throughout the tropics must have looked very strange. The current owners, though, they purchased this property in the 1970s and they did their first Army Duck tour in 1976. We've been driving around ever since. But we have got these beautiful exotic fruits. As I said, that big jackfruit is one of them. Lots of other exotic fruits growing, and of course our rainforest tour as well. So we're going to head down and have a bit of a look at the native area of the rainforest rather than the exotic stuff up here. But it is worth a look around the gardens. Beautiful butterflies and things that still come in if you're wandering around the gardens, so do keep your eyes open. Speaking of butterflies, we've got a couple of pictures here just so we know what we're looking for. Kids down the back, you've got to help me look for these ones. These are the blue Ulysses butterfly. If you can see that picture there. Now he's our fastest flying butterfly. Very, very fast. We do need to keep our eyes open and look for that one. You might just spot a little dash of blue. So that's the Ulysses. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see some of those. Now they have a very special relationship with this tree that's behind me here. This massive big tree that goes right up over our heads. This is the Euodia tree. And this is the food plant for this little butterfly. So he uses this butterfly as his food when he's a caterpillar. He eats the leaves and of course